Hi guys, I don't talk and say all the APC spokespersons are failures. If you ask them A, they will answer you B. I don't really know why these people can't just go straight to the question and answer it the way it is, without playing around the bush. Guys, watch this video and you will hear what in this man open mouth while they talk, and don't forget to share your thought with us.
I'm joined now in the studio by the Deputy Director of Contact Mobilization at the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Ekene Enefe. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
We've just come off the back of an interview with Atedo Peterside, who's questioning the results of the election. He's been doing a post-mortem. As you know, he runs the ANAP Foundation, which does a lot of polling and number crunching with NOI polls. Obviously, presumably, you disagree with some, if not all, of what Mr. Peterside said. Deconstruct for us what he said from your perspective, if you can.
All right. Thank you, Charles. Nice coming around again. I think the issue here is about this election, post-mortem election, is people tend to think that the election was rigged. The election, the INEC did not do what they are supposed to or what they promised to do. And we forgot about technology challenges. You know, we in Nigerians, we jump into technology, forgotten the cybersecurity aspect of technology. And at the end of the day, we face many challenges, hacking problems. I was here in your studio last time, and I told you that I suspect why INEC did not upload results, that there were hackers brought in by some political parties to hack into INEC servers to transmit their own results.
And those political parties are not your party.
Not APC party.
Right.
No, let's be frank with our discussion. And I think after about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, the Minister for Technology and Communications came out and said that INEC server was hacked 126 times. You know, we jump into technology, we'll gloat over it, we have this new invention, it's going to be wonderful once we implement it. But cybersecurity, the back-end technology, is very important, which we tend to overlook. Okay, have you heard what is going on with the National Population Commission? Now they have said they are going to suspend the census because their server has been hacked.
Yeah, but you also, I mean, without dwelling too much on that,
yes,
because again, that is something that INEC would have to show evidence of in court.
Yes.
But you're saying that because they uploaded some results on that day, they also uploaded the National Assembly results.
Yes.
But they didn't upload the presidential election. And you're saying it was a targeted cyber attack.
Because the interest of the hackers was mainly on the presidential results. Okay, I'm coming. Just wait for a moment. We are talking about the transmission of. Okay, look at what Atedo Peters had said, that even on the IRF, that even exam results were being uploaded. Do you think those exam results were being uploaded by INEC officials?
Well,
and I'm coming. There is controversy about reverse results being uploaded. INEC has not come out openly to take a stand.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, and I challenge some of your, your people have to be doing investigative journalism. I saw one of your staff interviewing Festus Okoye in Kebbi State, I suppose.
Yes.
About the election in Kebbi and Adamawa.
Yeah, Benga Shiru was interviewing him.
Yes. I was expecting him to ask about what is the situation report on the result that seems to be uploaded. Reverse result. Obiokpo specifically.
No, that wasn't what, that would have been going off-piste.
No, it's not going up. It's not going up.
No, what I mean is that it would have been going off-piste. I mean, he was there to look at the current elections.
Correct, okay, fine.
And you have a news organization with a
fine.
great number of staff, any one of whom could have asked that question.
Come out openly to defend that reverse result. Have you asked yourself, is INEC the one that uploaded that result? We are talking about different results being uploaded. Who uploaded those results? We forgot to know the capacity of hackers in this our virgin age of technology.
Yeah, well, the problem here, and in fairness to you and in fairness to Mr. Peter's side, is that INEC has not come out to say definitively this is what has happened.
Simple.
But presumably they're going to shed light on that in the courts.
And
or they'll be forced to shed light on it.
Sure.
But is it fair, though, to say that a significant number of voters, because I mean, we're going to talk about what the president-elect is planning to do.
I think that's
before we get to it,
should be talking about.
Before we get to it, is it fair to say that a significant number of voters in Nigeria are not relishing the prospect of the next 4 years under Bola Tinubu?
You said that.
Well, I'm asking you a question. I'm saying, is it fair to say that a significant number of voters in Nigeria, in Nigeria, are not relishing the prospect of the next 4 years under Bola Tinubu?
I think the election is done and dusted. Now, the voters and Nigerians, I think they're eager to know what the incoming president is ready to do.
Well, but you have to admit that after 8 years of the APC, there isn't much rapprochement between the party and large swathes of the Nigerian populace. I mean, if you combine the official votes of the two main opposition parties, the PDP and Labour, and these are people who oppose your party, and then if you add the NNPP as well, I mean, they beat the APC massively and absolutely hands down. That suggests that Mr. Tinubu is already wrong-footed, and the question is, how can he operate in such an environment? How difficult will it be for him to achieve the vaunted status that he so desires, and to navigate his leadership with, all the sands of voters shifting sort of away, under his feet? I mean, how long before that sand starts to crumble? Because if you add those numbers together, it's almost double what the APC got.
It's not about numbers.
Well, it is. I mean,
it's not
it
about
reflects
numbers.
the mood of the people.
We should go behind and query what prompts the numbers. And that is what I want to tell you now. What prompts the numbers is the last minute economic policies that we are not Tinubu's policies. They were not even APC policies. Listen,
well, they could have been Tinubu's policies. He wasn't the person in office, although it was his party that was in office.
Okay, can you imagine the central bank governor, who I have personally advocated that he should be probed for telling us he spent 400 billion to print the new Naira notes. Where's the new Naira notes? These are policies that are geared towards affecting the results of the election against APC. This is a man that has branded vehicles ready to run for president of this country.
But that suggestion is undermined by the fact that the APC was the political party in power and the president was the person who assented to whatever it was. In fact, the impression that is given is that it was actually the president's idea to change the currency.
It wasn't the president's
well,
idea.
I mean,
but if you understood the law guiding central bank, they have a supervisory ministry, which is Ministry of Finance. They never consulted with Ministry of Finance. If you had the Minister of Finance, the first time she came out to speak, she said she was not consulted about this.
Right.
And that shows you the agenda of the central bank governor and the top echelon of central bank.
Well,
and for me, the new administration should probe and sack all the management staff of central bank.
I don't want to dwell on that because
we have to, because this affected the economy.
Well, the reason
you cannot expect a Nigeria that has money in a bank. He cannot access his money for 1 month to vote for a ruling party.
The reason is that we haven't got that much time. So I don't want you in the end to say to me, oh, well, you didn't give me enough time.
No, but we still need enough time.
Because you want to be able to talk about what your principal is going to do.
Sure.
But just on that question of the money, what you're suggesting is that the president of Nigeria, President Buhari, who assented. I mean, that thing would never have become policy if he hadn't agreed to it, if he had not given his imprimatur to that. So what you're saying is that, are you suggesting that he doesn't have the capacity to understand what it is that needs to be done? I mean, he supported a policy. He's been there for 8 years. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying.
He supported that policy without a background check. Because they sold this dummy to him that trillions of naira is circulating. With this policy, we'll gather all the naira. That was what they sold to him. And anyway, he did not know their motives.
Okay, well, let's move past that. Good. Because let's agree to disagree. Because the honest truth is that the president gave his assent. And without the president's assent, it wouldn't have become policy. Good. And the president is a member of the APC, which is your party. Yeah. So you've got to take responsibility for it. Now let's move on to the bits of, I mean, the ineluctable fact is that Bola Tinubu is the president-elect.
Yes.
And he will be sworn in on the 29th of May. Sure. And therefore there are expectations.
Yes.
So give us a sense of the things that are in his in-tray at the moment as his priorities when he comes in.
I will speak on my capacity as an individual, as a party member of APC and as a Nigerian. For me, our expectations are that the moment he ascends that office, he should abolish the subsidy, oil subsidy. He should abolish it. Because this is punishment for failure. You can't have oil subsidy and we expect, what are you going to perform? Where is the fund? We operate a mono economy. So how do you get the fund?
Yeah, but what about the deleterious effects of removing that? Because you need to have a cushion in place in order to remove it.
You see, for me, this is what is stopping previous administration from abolishing subsidy.
Yeah, but that is what also affects the trust in you, because people are saying, you're telling us that you're the same government. I mean, an APC government has been in power for 8 years. You've got another APC government coming in, and somehow there is a disconnect between the two APC governments. I mean, are they two separate governments? Because people have to wonder, why isn't it that you guys are discussing all this with your current APC, and you could have made a proper plan to put cushions in place before the new person takes over. I'm not sure I understand what's going on.
It's okay, but Tinubu has always made it clear about removing subsidies. And once you remove subsidy, those trillions of naira that's going into private pockets could be injected in different sectors of the economy, in education, in security. The police we have is not enough to guard the population of Nigeria. We have to increase the number of police to police the nation.
Look, you're stating facts that everyone knows.
Yes.
The issue here is, why is there not, you're not inheriting a new government. It's not like 2015.
Every government comes with different policies.
Yeah, but
you should know that.
It's not like
notwithstanding political affiliations.
Yeah, but it's not like 2015 where there was a fundamental yawning gap. It's the same government.
And so what?
Buhari was campaigning with Tinubu, going around the country. There are members of Buhari's government who are in the Tinubu campaign council.
And so what?
Well, what I'm saying is that we need the assurance from your party that there is continuity. That's what people want to see.
There should be continuity.
And if there isn't that,
I'm coming.
then it sounds like you guys are.
No.
You know, there's a lot of chaos and confusion.
No. There should be continuity in some sectors. There are some new inventions in governance.
Yeah, but we expect you to have thought it through before you put it in place.
Even Buhari government have said it, that in the next budget the oil subsidy will be removed. So, have you thought about injecting some money in our education? Have you thought about injecting some money in our security?
Well, it's not for me to think about.
No. You have to think as a Nigerian.
It's for you who kept battling to get into office to show us what you're going to do having got into office.
You know, this clique of individuals controlling this oil subsidy, they are so powerful. They have so much money in their disposal. They are going to buy the press. They are going to buy the labor to work and fight against the subsidy remover. But this subsidy, once this subsidy remover, okay, look at, we are talking about minimum wage. Subsidy, once you remove subsidy remover, it will inject an increased minimum wage. Notwithstanding, we have to convocate an emergency on every state to look inwards, not depending on allocation from the federal. Every state had potentials.
Absolutely.
Some had solid minerals untapped. Some had agricultural, some had different, okay, you go to riverine areas, you go to Niger Delta areas. Some of them, petrochemical byproducts, they can invest in it. And we look at Southwest. Initially, we have cocoa export. In the north, we have granite pyramids. We are there today. These things.
I should be asking you that. An APC government has been in power for the last 8 years.
8 years. What about PDP 16 years? What about
you mean you're still going on about this stuff? You've been in power for 8 years.
No, 8 years. 8 years. We have to start from somewhere. So once this oil subsidy is removed and injected, every state should know their potential. If you're good, and especially we should focus on export-oriented economy.
Right. So your sense then is that we are on the precipice of a game changer. That if your principle survives...
Tinubu is a game changer.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that if he survives the court case...
He will survive.
He can match up to the expectations of Nigeria.
Certainly. He will surprise so many
And
people.
he's going to remove subsidy? Or you expect him to remove subsidy?
We expect him to remove subsidy.
Right, and you said he was going to be focusing a lot on education, and that includes vocational education.
We have to delve into vocational education. Right. Many people in the university have no business being in the university. You know, let's focus on vocational.
Right.
Most of the graduates are not employable.
And very importantly, because we're almost out of time, you said that you expect him to do a forensic audit.
Of an NPC. You know, I expect you guys on the third estate of the ring to do a good job on the revenues accruable to NNPC. You were here, the National Assembly has come up with the investigation. How can we sell oil $80 billion and 30-something billion is remitted? It goes into some private. Some people behave like an animal.
Well, what I
you acquire wealth you don't need.
Yeah, but what I find astonishing, and unfortunately we're out of time, is that you're a member of the APC. Your party has been in power for the last 8 years,
It doesn't matter.
dealing with the NNPC, and you're
But they failed.
And you're sitting here telling us about the things that are not there. I mean, it just absolutely boggles my mind.